Welcome! Join us as we improve your English through the power of storytelling. Each story is carefully crafted to help you learn new words and enjoy the journey of language learning. Today's story is called The Wise Fisherman. Listen carefully, enjoy the tale, and discover new English expressions along the way. Let's begin. The Wise Fisherman. Long time ago, in a small village by the sea, there lived an old fisherman named Thomas. Every morning, before the sun rose in the sky, Thomas would walk down to the beach with his fishing rod and his worn leather bag. The other fishermen in the village always laughed at Thomas. They had big boats with motors, strong nets, and expensive equipment. Thomas only had his simple fishing rod, a wooden bucket, and patience. "Why don't you buy a boat like us?" they would ask him. "You could catch so many more fish." But Thomas would smile and shake his head. "I catch enough," he would say quietly. "Enough for today, enough for tomorrow." One morning, a young man named David came to the village. He was tired of his life in the big city. He had worked day and night in an office, always rushing, always stressed. He wanted to find peace. David saw Thomas sitting alone on the rocks, watching his fishing line in the water. The old man looked so calm, so peaceful. David walked closer. "Excuse me, sir," David said. "Can you teach me how to fish?" Thomas looked at the young man. He could see the tiredness in David's eyes, the worry on his face. "Sit down," Thomas said. "But fishing is not just about catching fish. It is about learning to wait." David sat down next to Thomas. The morning was beautiful. The sky was turning pink and orange. The waves made a gentle sound against the rocks. "Now what do we do?" David asked. "Now we wait," Thomas replied. They sat in silence. 5 minutes passed. 10 minutes. 15 minutes. David started to feel uncomfortable. He was used to doing many things at once. He checked his phone. He looked around. He moved his feet. "Why is waiting so difficult for you?" Thomas asked. David thought for a moment. "I don't know," he said. "I feel like I should be doing something productive." Thomas smiled. "You are doing something. You are learning to be present. You are learning to be here, in this moment, not worried about yesterday or tomorrow." Another hour passed. The sun was now bright in the sky. Suddenly, Thomas's fishing line moved. Slowly, carefully, Thomas pulled the line. A beautiful silver fish came out of the water. "You caught one," David said excitedly. Thomas gently removed the hook from the fish's mouth and put it in his bucket. "Yes," he said, "now I have caught enough." "Enough?" David was confused. "But you only caught one fish. The other fishermen catch hundreds." "Do I need hundreds?" Thomas asked. "This fish will feed me today. Tomorrow I will catch another. Why do I need more?" David didn't understand. "But if you caught more, you could sell them. You could make money. You could buy a bigger house, a boat, better equipment. Thomas laughed softly. And then what? Then you could catch even more fish. You could hire other people to help you. You could build a business. And then what? Thomas asked again. Then you could have a big company. You could be rich. You could retire early. And what would I do when I retire? Thomas asked. David thought for a moment. Well, you could spend your days fishing, sitting by the ocean, enjoying the peace and quiet. Thomas smiled widely. But that is exactly what I am doing right now. David suddenly understood. He had been so busy chasing success, chasing money, chasing the future, that he had forgotten to live in the present moment. Thomas, David said slowly, will you teach me more? Of course, Thomas replied. But remember, learning to fish is easy. Learning to be happy with enough, that is the difficult part. For the next 3 months, David came to the beach every morning. Thomas taught him how to tie knots, how to read the ocean, how to know when the fish were coming. But more importantly, Thomas taught him how to be patient, how to appreciate simple things, how to find peace in waiting. One day, David asked Thomas, why are you so happy? You don't have much money, you don't have a big house, you work every day. Thomas put down his fishing rod and looked at David. I have the sunrise every morning. I have the sound of the waves. I have fresh fish to eat. I have good health. I have time to think, time to breathe, time to exist. What more could I want? But don't you want to leave something behind? Don't you want to be remembered? Thomas pointed at the ocean. Every day, I take only what I need from the sea. Every day the sea gives to me. I am part of nature's cycle. When I am gone, someone else will sit on these rocks and catch fish. The waves will continue. The sun will rise. That is enough. David learned his final lesson that day. Success is not about how much you have. It is about appreciating what you already possess. When David returned to the city, he was a different person. He still worked, but he didn't work every night. He took time to watch the sunset. He called his family more often. He learned to say, I have enough, instead of, I need more. Years later, David returned to the village with his own son. He wanted to introduce the boy to Thomas. But when he reached the beach, he learned that Thomas had passed away peacefully in his sleep just 3 months before. David felt sad, but he also felt grateful. He took his son to the same rocks where he had learned so much. He took out 2 fishing rods. Father, the boy asked, what are we doing? David smiled. We are going to fish. But more importantly, we are going to learn to wait, to be present, and to be happy with enough. And as the sun rose over the ocean, David taught his son the wisdom that Thomas had given to him, that the best things in life are not things at all. They are moments. They are lessons. They are the peace we find when we stop chasing and start living.